No AI VR?
I forgot. Thank you for the reminder, Murray. Yes, we did have one thing that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about this, and I friggin' forgot. But we had a lot of big news in the last week with the Apple AR VR headset coming out, as we talked about in the news, as well as the Meta Quest 3 revealed in the Meta Gaming Showcase. I think I am about to spend a pretty penny on a new VR device. So for the record, all I've ever owned is a PlayStation VR with a PS4. I actually bought the PS4 just to get the PSVR, and I think it's about time I upgrade. I don't know which one to get. I'm struggling. Do I get a MetaQuest 2? Do I wait for get a MetaQuest 3? Do I switch to Apple to get this absolutely crazy good facial computer, as they're calling it? And I was interested to see what you had to say on the topic of AR VR, Murray, where you were at, because I've never really had this conversation with you. We talk about AI, we talk about new games and movies, but not so much new tech. So where do you sit on the...
Absolutely get the Quest 3. Don't bother getting the Quest 2 because it's obviously going to be better. And I don't know that it's something that you need to rush out and get today.
No, well, the Quest 3 is not out today. It's coming.
No, I know it's not. I know it's coming, but it's like I don't think the itch is that bad to be like, oh, I have to get the MetaQuest 2 right now.
I don't know though. I'm itching.
Well, I mean, if you're truly itching, then get it and just know that like you're either happy to write the loss off when the new one comes out and the resale value of your MetaQuest 2 is pretty low, or that you're not going to get the MetaQuest 3 for a long time.
So for me, I mean, I've got I've got a home theater set up with a projector and surround sound. So I'm not really going to be using the VR to watch movies. Like that's a big thing that people are pitching VR for, is to have a home theater in, right on your eyes. I have a curved monitor I game on. So for the most part, a screen or a new way of viewing the media that I already have doesn't do anything for me. My boat is not floating. However, the VR games themselves is what I'm really goddamn interested in with the Meta Quest. The trailers they showed off at the Meta Showcase with the Attack on Titan VR game, which looks absolutely freaking amazing. If anybody's got any interest in Attack on Titan in VR and they haven't seen it, watch that trailer from the Meta Showcase. There was also a game, and I forget what it's called, but you would love it, Murray, because it is a tabletop role-playing game with characters. You move across a board, you roll a dice in VR, and from the looks
of the one that's in the Apple trailer, right?
I think so, yeah, because from the looks of it, it's also augmented reality, which the MetaQuest 3, I believe, also has the camera for pass-through. So I think that would be in the Apple trailer as well, where you look at a tabletop and then you've got a board game on it, and you can walk around the table. Like, that's the shit that really gets me going. I think it looks sick.
Are the games that you're most excited for Quest exclusives?
Not really. Most of them, I think, are available on most of them.
Personally, I think that the Apple, I don't know, I can't remember what they called it, the Apple whatever.
Yeah, I don't even know what it's called. Hey, I just saw Apple VR. I was like, that's sick. That's so cool. But I don't want it because it's Apple.
The Apple Vision Pro.
The Vision Pro. What a name.
Amazing. I mean, I already have all Apple stuff because I find having a closed network of like things that all link together is like much easier than having a spread of technology that doesn't communicate. And since my primary laptop is a Mac, it just makes sense to have a Mac, like an Apple phone and Apple headphones.
Oh, 100%. You're in that, family.
The thing I don't have is not an Apple Watch. I have a Garmin because it's like an outdoory watch and it's substantially better for what I want. It's like a 21-day battery versus like a day-long battery.
Yeah, no, I've got a Samsung watch and the Galaxy watch, and it does not last long.
I think it was a week at most.
It says it'll track your sleep. It's like, motherfucker, you're gonna die 10 minutes after I go to sleep. You are not gonna last.
Which is why I love this Garmin, because it's so good for that, and it's also rugged, and it's designed for like outdoor sports and like hiking and trailing, and it's got all of that data and stuff in it already. And it's got like amazing GPS stuff.
So the Apple headset's what you're keener on. Does it not look like fucking ski goggles though? Like it looks like something a snowboarder would wear.
It looks Dumb as heck, but I don't really give a shit what I look like when I'm wearing a VR headset because I'm not doing it for fashion. I ain't walking the streets being like, what up, dude? Look at my fashion. I'm fucking cool. Like, I ain't gonna wear these things outside the house. It'd be fucking insane to do. Like, there are people who are gonna do it. People are gonna sit in a park and watch a movie. Like, they're going to do that shit, which also the whole FaceTime pass-through thing, I think is weird as shit. And I hate that it does like an augmented reality version of your face that looks awkward and unalive. Like they were like, look how amazing this like augmented face is. And I was like, that dude looks like he died and then got resurrected by an apprentice necromancer. Like that's what he looks like. But everything else about it sounds incredible. Like the audio ray tracing to me is so freaking exciting. The fact that it bounces off of all the walls around you and sounds like, because they already do that with.
I didn't see
like,
that.
These things. They already do it with your earbud pros, right? Where you turn your head side to side and the audio will actually change and it will sound like it's coming from one ear versus the other. So to have like the beefed up version of that sounds lit. Like it's going to bounce off of I mean, if they deliver on what they promise, it's going to bounce off of like the furniture around you and make it sound like that movie is in the room with you, which is pretty cool to me. Also like being able to change the size of the screen and stuff, you know, like not like it would replace a projector. So you would put the goggles on and then you would replace the whole wall with like this thing. And I think for like apartment living, it's really cool.
It's interesting. No, I wasn't sure if you'd be interested in this sort of side of tech or not, to be honest. I don't know how you feel about it.
I think it's the beginning of the end, but I also think it's cool as heck. Because like once that thing comes out, like why leave the house? Why do anything? Why ever take those off?
When AI is writing movies for us and the smart glasses and the VR headsets are all fully worked out, your life is basically over then. Or are you happy it's
not my life, but the younger generation. Like think about how much the phone screen has absolutely destroyed the mind of teenagers and how not only is their attention span reduced, but their emotional capacity and their resilience and their ability to communicate and regulate have been utterly destroyed by the isolation that comes from a screen. And now glue that screen to somebody's face.
Well, shit, I'd never thought of that with like the next generation of kids growing up with just headsets equipped. Yeah.
There's no coming back from that. Not for them. We'll be fine.
You do this every time. Every time there's something cool, and I'm like, that's really cool. You're like, the world's going to end because of this.
If I had the money, I would buy these tomorrow. I think they're amazing. But I also think that technology needs to be policed. Like you need laws in place to protect idiots from hurting themselves because we are dumb. I am dumb. You are dumb. Unfortunately, our listeners are dumb. I'm sorry, but it's just the truth of being a human being.
And if they're listening to this show, yeah, they dumb as hell. But I love them for it. I love them for it.